I love it out here on my deck in the morning. A cup of coffee, get ready for my day. Just wish I had a place to sit down, but it's not in the budget. Wonder if I know anybody who's getting rid of something like that. Maybe. Hi, Mom. Hello, my YouTube friends. So as it turns out, Mom and Dad did have a set for me. It's the perfect little cafe table with 2 chairs to sit out here, have a cup of coffee in the morning, watch the traffic go by. There's a lot of traffic right now. The back of my property butts up against the freeway, and it is a weekend, so a Friday, everyone's going out of town. Everybody's going up north to the lake, so it's a little noisier than it normally is out here. Sorry. This is a really cute set. I'm gonna give you a little show. It needs some love, and it's not my style. So we're gonna make it my style, just like you can make your hand-me-downs your style. I want this to reflect me and to go with my house, and this just isn't it. It's pretty. It's sun faded. It needs a lot of love. So let's get to work on it, and I'll show you what we're gonna do to give it my style. I don't have to do this one for sale, so I can use any color I want, I can use any pattern I want, and I get to make it exclusively mine. And that's the best part about what I do. What you can do to your hand-me-downs is you can make them yours. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, it has this lovely little, it's been sitting out in the rain, I don't know what that is. This mosaic top, it's not a real mosaic. You can barely feel these grout lines. It's different. I don't love it. The colors are not me. Let me put you over to the chair here. Sorry, got a new rig here. Here's the chair that I was sitting on. It's very sun faded. It has this weird ticking seat on it. Let me show you the base of the table. So here's the base of the table, and as you can see, the difference between the chair's almost pink, and the base of the table is bright red, and then it's got this weird mosaic pattern on it. Not my favorite. I don't mind. These are really nice as far as I like the natural look of it, and you know what, it's just all gotta change. Maybe the tabletop can stay. It depends on what we come up with for fabric for the seats. Here's the other one, very stained, very faded. It needs some love, so we're going to make this exclusively Stacy, because I want this up here so I can sit and have my coffee and enjoy myself. So let's get. I got the cushions off. We've actually had moss growing in there. So I'm gonna get these washed up to see what they look like once they're clean. The one side does not look faded, but I think I've decided on my color. Now I love blue. Blue is obviously my favorite color. But I think I'm gonna go with, let me see. After much soul searching, we're going to go with my favorite metallic, and that is the Rust-Oleum Copper Rose. It is not the aged copper. They have several different copper variations, and I very much like copper. It is my favorite metal, like I said. I think that's going to look good on the chairs and on the base, and potentially save this tabletop. If I can't, and it doesn't look good, we're going to have to come up with a solution for this. But then we'll see. I don't think that's going to look good with the copper and the red. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with these chair covers. But I think the first thing we need to do is handle the paint. I mean, it definitely needs a good paint job, so let's get after it. Okay, so I went inside to take a break from the heat. Little toasty out today. It's supposed to storm, so I'm hoping that dries before any storms roll in. And if I was doing this for resale, I would flip those suckers over. Shoes off top. I would flip them over and paint the underneath. But since it's going to be for my house and I don't think anybody's going to be laying on the ground looking underneath it, I am going to not do that because it's just going to waste paint. So the cushions are going to cover the grate that's on the seat. So you're not even going to see between those slats to see that. I've got most of it covered. So all of the actual tubing and stuff is covered, the top and bottom and all that stuff. But I'm not going to flip it over and do the grates that's on the seat on the bottom because I'm going to do this on a budget. So far, I'm down 2.5 cans of paint at $6 a can. So we're at like 18 bucks. I'm going to try and get this done for under 30. $30 patio set, nice aluminum. I don't even know what it is. Could be steel. I have no idea. I didn't really pay much attention. So anyway, it's a really nice patio, a little cafe set for the deck, and I love it. I think it's gonna be great. I gotta do something about that top though. I don't know. I think it might look better with the copper, but I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna figure this out. But next thing's next, and that's the cushions for those seats. So they're in the laundry right now. They've got some Lysol laundry on it. I've got a bunch of other bleaches and detergents, and not bleach, but like Biz Colors Life bleach, and getting it cleaned up and getting that moss off there and the dirt off there to see what we're dealing with. Because if I have to get brand new cushions, then we're gonna have to figure something out. But I'm hoping those cushions can be cleaned up with Lysol and at least reused. You know, maybe put a cover over them, or maybe see if they look good the way they are, if I can clean them up. We'll find out. Stay tuned. Okay, we're on day 2, and washing these was a really bad idea. First of all, they ripped all apart, and this stuff is just nasty, wadded up, so I have to come up with a different solution. I'm gonna keep the fabric as a template because I'm definitely gonna have to make my own seat cushions. Now, here's something you need to know about me. I can't sew. I have a sewing machine, but I can't sew. So this might be a heat and bond situation. I'm gonna see how much of this I can recover and use again. But as you can see, it was perfect on one side, super faded and worn on the other side. There was no way this was ever gonna work. So it doesn't matter that I destroyed them in the wash. This is very, I mean, I could probably pull this apart with my fingers. It's very sort of eaten through. It just happens. So this was outdoor fabric, but you know, over time and over years, my parents had this set outside for a long time. And now that I'm inheriting it, of course, there's gonna be some issues and some stuff that needs a little love, but I'm gonna go into my fabric stash, see what I've got for outdoor fabrics, and come up with a solution. Okay, so I found my fabric and I broke out my trusty sewing machine. I am not lying, this thing has been retired for so long it's dusty. I am not a good sewer, but I found this fabric. It's got elephants on it. It's a very sort of Eastern pattern, and I think this is gonna go great with the copper. And best of all, it is outdoor fabric. So that's awesome, or you can read it that way. Outdoor fabric. And that was in my stash. Now, on a budget, if you're doing this at home and you're like, Stacy, I don't have a stash of fabric. I don't do what you do. That's cool. That's okay, you can still get it on a budget. Here's what I did before we started doing this and collecting fabric. I would go to the thrift store, head over to the curtains, because they are wonderful upholstery fabric, you know, upholstery weight fabric, very cheap. Usually you can get a curtain panel $2-3 at the thrift store. Bunches of different patterns. Sometimes you have to buy 2 curtain panels, whatever. You know, then now you've started your stash. The only difference is if you're getting a fabric that's not outdoor, you're gonna have to bring that in. So you don't wanna leave that sitting outside for extended periods of time. Just bring it out when you guys are gonna be out on your patio, all that good stuff. So if you're not, you know, you don't have enough money to invest in an outdoor fabric, and believe me, I did not for a long time, and what I do is I go to the upholstery panels. That's a good way to get upholstery fabric for any project for really cheap. So go to the thrift store. Now I'm giving away all my secrets. I'm gonna get to the thrift store and there aren't gonna be any curtains left. Go to the curtain section, because a lot of people will buy the Target panels for their house and then they decide, you know, they wanna change it up, and then these really nice heavyweight fabric panels are available for a couple bucks a piece. So that's way cheaper than buying like a yard of fabric when you're doing a quick upholstery of some seats or anything like that. I'm not gonna show you my sewing process because I really am terrible at sewing. But I did reuse the cushions that were inside. I managed to get them all flattened out, and I just made basically an envelope and sealed it up, put the little ties on it. So this was a struggle last night, guys. I'm not gonna show you. Just use your old cushion, trace it out, make sure you have an inch extra around because you're gonna have to fold it inside out. Use a protractor. It's much easier that way. Trace it around with the protractor, and then you know, just cut along those lines and sew. Keep your foot on your sewing machine right up to that edge and you'll be fine. So mine's not pretty, but like I said, when it's something for my house, I'm a little less detail oriented than when I'm selling stuff. I just need it to look pretty. I want to get it done, and I want to get it out there and make it look pretty. And I think this will go really great with the copper. I love the elephants. I love this fabric. This is exactly what this spot needed, and it's got the perfect color now. It's definitely more me than it was before. Love how the copper turned out. The chair cushions, I suppose I could have done those better. And I did clean this tabletop off, but this, whatever this was, this greasy bit here is stained on there. So I'm definitely gonna have to figure something out for the tabletop. I don't hate the pattern, but I can't leave it like that. So we will figure it out, and you'll probably see it on another episode. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it, and don't forget, you gotta love your hand-me-down house. Visit my blog, peonylanedesigns.com, for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified of new videos. I post every week, DIY tutorials, and of course, more Junkin videos.